Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I'm at Jamba Juice. I'm at the therapist. I'm at the combination Jamba Juice and therapist. Don't shoot your shot. Hey, are you goth?
Yeah, Todd.
Something familiar from every day starts to seem alien when you repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. The difference between me and a dog is I'm taller. Think about it. Just think about it. Look, Mom, I'm trying! I fixed all my problems! Why do I feel so weird? It's right under my nose, punching me in the face. Why do I feel so weird? My brain is full of barking dogs. My guts are full of barking dogs. My heart is full of barking dogs. My soul is full of barking dogs. Look, Mom, I'm trying! I watered all the plants. Why do I feel so weird? Why do I feel so weird? Oh. I already puked. I almost feel better. I am a slumpy plant and I need carbonated water. I could get so much done if I didn't have to sleep anymore. But then I would be tired. It's hard to acknowledge something obvious when it's really obvious. I'm feeling good, but I'm sure it will pass. It's the 10-year anniversary of everything from 10 years ago. Think about it. Just think about it. Look, Mom, I'm trying! I fixed all my problems. Why do I feel so weird? It's right under my nose, punching me in the face. Why do I feel so weird? My brain is full of barking dogs. My guts are full of barking dogs. My heart is full of barking dogs. My soul is full of barking dogs. Look, Mom, I'm trying! I watered all the plants. Why do I feel so weird? Why do I feel so weird?
Cheekface, live on KEXP. I feel so weird. That's the name of the song and a statement I can resonate with. Can't we all? That's from 2022's Too Much to Ask. We got another one here from that same record. From Cheekface.
The song's an original Cheekface composition about how you always want to bomb the Middle East, entitled You Always Want to Bomb the Middle East. He's tall, he's lean, he reeks of gasoline, and he has perfect credit if you know what I mean. He is the air conditioning man, and he is keeping you cool with his giant fan. And I, on the other hand, well, I hope this bagel will never end. But he's your ruthless dictator, he's your enlightened plutocrat. He is dancing on the table in a shirt made of hack. You didn't start the bonfire of the amenities, but you're tossing in our clothes and our humanities. It was the year we act like we were glad you were born. You always want to bomb the Middle East. On the weekend when we could be cutting grass or planting trees. With your girlfriend we could learn to read and write in Portuguese or Korean. But you always want to bomb the Middle East. You always want to bomb the Middle East. On vacation when we could just write a poem or recline. In frustration you could occupy the park across the street with a squirt gun. But you always want to bomb the Middle East. It's crude, it's rude, it's full of toxins, dude. It's the underground hero to a special few. It ain't broke, so don't fix it. and never change, no matter what. Meanwhile, I'm going back to school. I've been eating mush all week, and it's time for round food. But he's your ruthless dictator. He's your strong man. He's taking you to the Cinderella's Castle of Shame at Disneyland. You didn't start the bonfire of divinities, but you're tossing in our clothes, in our humanities. And once a year, we act like we were glad you were born. You always wanna bomb the Middle East on the weekend when we could be cutting grass or eating cheese. With your girlfriend we could learn to read and write in Portuguese or Korean, but you always wanna bomb the Middle East. You always wanna bomb the Middle East on vacation when we could just ride a pay on a recline. In frustration you could occupy the park across the street with a squirt gun, but you always wanna bomb the Middle East. I didn't start the bonfire of the vanities, but I'm tossing in my clothes and my humanity. And once a year, I act like I was glad I was born. You always wanna bomb the Middle East on the weekend when we could be cutting grass or planting trees. With your girlfriend we could learn to read and write in Cantonese or Italian, but you always wanna bomb the Middle East. You always wanna bomb the Middle East on vacation when we could just write a novel or recline. In frustration you could occupy the park across the street with a Nerf gun, but you always wanna bomb the Middle East. You always wanna bomb the Middle East.
Cheekface, live on KEXP.
This next song's an original Cheekface composition about being popular entitled Popular 2. Subject verb, I wanna be disturbed. I just perturb the pigeons, now the pigeons are perturbed. Lately I'm rustling the blinds. I got a lust for life that is inside. Free shoes, free whoppers and cokes. I see someone normal and I make a mental note. Hey buddy, this is private property. This is private property. This is private property. But you're never ever gonna be alone here in your community neighborhood home. I just wanna be popular to watch in the movie you put up from the camera on your porch. You're across the street, neighbor walks his dog on TV. The future is now, unfortunately. And if I'm never ever gonna be alone here in my community neighborhood home, then I wanna be popular to watch in the movie you put on from the camera on your porch. Subject line, what's a lawn chair like? Do you ever sit outside getting 69 bug bites? Ask away, is it punk to complain? The salad's mostly iceberg when it should be romaine. I fly my drone high above your home. I see someone normal and I feel less alone. Hey buddy, this is private property. This is private property. This is private property. But you're never ever gonna be alone here in your community neighborhood home. I just wanna be popular to watch in the movie you put up from the camera on your porch. You're across the street, neighbor pulling weeds on TV. The future is now, unfortunately. And if I'm never ever gonna be alone here in my community neighborhood home, then I wanna be popular to watch in the movie you put up from the camera on your porch.
America's local band, Cheekface, live on KEXP.
Well, thanks, Larry, and thanks to everybody listening and working here for having us. KEXP is such an important and special radio station and has been playing us for longer than just about any other station since, before anybody cared about our little band. So it really does mean a lot to us, especially from a station where people play whatever they feel like playing and people listen because they want to hear it. It means a lot. Anyway, here's an original Cheekface composition about when life hands you problems, entitled When Life Hands You Problems.
I'm always working, but I don't have any money. You're always telling jokes, but none of them are funny. I am holding campus and disturbing the peace. You are painting signs that save you from the police. I am dropping out of school to go to the park. If you're the light of my life, why is it always so dark? I don't know anything, you don't know anything, we don't know anything. Together, life hands you problems. Big problem ain't life hands you wages. Minimum wage, the popcorn ceiling. The great divide. If you think I suck, would you keep it to yourself? Just be thinking of I'm always hungry, but I don't have any cake. You are always on the plane, and the plane is full of snakes. You are super fun. You're a really nice guy, and I'm a psychological super fun psych. I am yelling someone's in here from the bathroom stall of life. You are logging onto Tinder, getting 0 super likes. I don't like anything. You don't like anything. We don't like anything. Together, life hands you problems. Big problem ain't life hands you wages. Minimum wage, the popcorn ceiling. The great divide. If you think this sucks, would you keep it to yourself? You must be thinking of something else.
Cheekface, America's local band, live at last here on KEXP. Thank y'all for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, for sure. You were mentioning KEXP's been playing you for a while. I think I first came across your single, Listen to Your Heart, No, I think in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm curious, when did you guys coalesce as a unit?
So me and Mandy started writing songs together 2017. I think we went to the Women's March in downtown LA. And after that, we were kind of feeling like the spirit of, creating something. And we sat down and started writing some songs. And before long, we had an album's worth of songs. And we sent them to Echo. And Echo was like, I'll do whatever you want. I'll play the drums with one hand. I'll play keys with another hand. The keys thing never ended up happening.
It's a lot to ask.
Yeah. But,
it's cool that he was game for it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it later in the employee review meeting. And that was how the three of us gelled together. And AJ here on the keys and percussion has been touring with us for about a year now. So
awesome.
That's the story.
I love it. So by the time you guys kind of had that album full of songs and were ready to go, was it pandemic time? Just about?
Well, the first one came out top of 2019.
Okay.
And then we started hearing from random people on the internet who were like, I like this. When are you going to play in whatever city?
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we should go and play in whatever city then. And we went in, what was that? February 2020?
Yeah.
February 2020 to play in Chicago, New York, Philly. The shows were amazing. We were like, oh my God, what is happening?
Right.
With people singing along that we had never met and had no idea how they found us. And then it was pandemic.
Yeah, right.
Then
breaks, heavy breaks. Right on. Okay, so I remember playing you guys in the beginning, and it was random people on the internet, but really KEXP listeners were like, I like this. What is this? And it was clear these kids were going places. I love the way you guys, self-promote sounds pretty crass, but the way you self-promote yourself on the internet, the way you comport yourself, your tone, if you will. What's kind of the genesis of that?
I don't know. I think I got the Twitter handle when we were going to release the first song, and I was just like, let me just go say whatever's on my mind. And I don't know. I guess I love bands. I love music, and I love following my favorites and knowing what they're thinking about. And I guess I just put myself in that headspace of like, if I like this band,
right,
what would I want this guy to be saying on the internet?
It felt very apt. Yeah, word. You have a line in one of your songs, I believe, just because it's funny doesn't make it a joke. You guys obviously have heavy comic overtones. You have to say hilarious stuff in your lyrics. You guys are a wonderful, wonderful experience all around. I'm just curious, do you struggle with like people trying to lump you into some kind of like comic thing?
Not really. I think, there's the Frank Zappa album titled "Does Humor Belong in Music?" which is a self-answering question when you think about it. Like, humor belongs in music, like it belongs in all other parts of life. And I don't know. I think in our little cubicle of indie rock bands, like it is kind of romanticized to be really sad and not romanticized to be funny. Like, funny is stupid and sad is truth. And I think there's a lot of sad packed into the lyrics. Yes. And the fact that they're funny is just because being sad is kind of funny too. Yeah. What do you think, Mandy?
Well, I feel like we made Cheekface because we really wanted to find joy in a lot of pain. And I feel like when we got together, it was just like Trump had just gotten elected. We were just like, we didn't know what to do with ourselves. And we were like, well, let's put it in songs. And I really felt like we wanted to have fun doing that. We didn't want to make it like this depressing thing. We wanted to get together and actually have some like release. And so it came across with both of those things together.
I love that. I feel like the joy really transmits. It feels like it's that kind of laughter that's laughing at maybe something a little bleak, but it's to keep from doing the other thing. Yeah. Or another thing. Yeah. Exactly. So it's really, really welcome. And I feel you like sad is often romanticized, and we look down on the humor a lot of times, even though I think one tends to be a little more truthful. One maybe is a little more self-indulgent at times. Pardon why I touched my mic. But you guys remind me of so many classic, very romanticized and beloved acts like, whether we're talking about Devo or Pavement or Jonathan Richman. I'm just curious, who are some of the shared influences and loves that you guys kind of, related around? Yeah,
I think, off the first writing sessions that we did together, it was, Jonathan Richman, Malkmus, Lou Reed. Yeah. But I think over time, more stuff has kind of crept in as me and Mandy started to feel more secure about what we were doing. And we were just like, well, anything we like could be part of this. It doesn't have to be out of this like talk singer tradition, even though we like that.
Yeah, our influences come through with whatever we were listening to that day, Yeah,
definitely like Don't Get Hit by a Car. Like Mandy literally walked in the room and was like, can we do something with a Tribe Called Quest type beat? And I was like,
nice.
This is exactly what happened.
I was like, I guess, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's such a conversation because somebody just requested that because it was their birthday. So it's like,
yo, happy birthday.
That energy just keeps going around. What is next for America's local band?
Well, what's immediately next is we're playing at Barboza tonight here in beautiful Seattle, Washington. The show's sold out, so we're excited to do that. And then up to Vancouver to play at Wise Hall and down to Portland to play at Doug Fir. So if you're in the Pacific Northwest type of area, we'll be there. And then we're out in London at the end of June, and then we'll probably make a record in the summer and play some backyard parties and a wedding reception. Maybe
I love it.
Maybe two.
Excited to record. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I was wondering if we have another album coming since Popular 2 dropped this year.
Yeah, I think we're done writing the next album. So I mean, we're always writing. So there's always a chance that more songs will get written and the timing will get thrown off a little. But yeah, I think we'll probably have the record done in a few months and hopefully have it out early next year. But anything could happen.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all again for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It's been years. I was talking with my producers, like, we got to get Cheekface.
It finally happened. Well,
We
thank
got
you
it.
so much for having us. And I meant what I said earlier. It's just like, DJs like you, Larry, and the other DJs on the station who play us a lot. It really blows a lot of wind in the sails here. So
Yeah,
Right on.
very
it's
grateful
awesome.
for KEXP.
Right on. We appreciate you. Safe travels. Rock the shows. Rock all the faces you see. Cheekface, America's local band, live on KEXP. You make it possible that we have bands like Cheekface in, that we have programming, that we have an incredible YouTube full of fantastic sessions like this. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff to KEXP's YouTube channel. Thank you for making it possible. It's all listener powered. KEXP, thank you.
Discover new music at listenerpoweredkexp.org.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?